Hello, my dear friends. My name is Tapas Kundu. I am a professor at Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bengaluru. I warmly welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Beyond Genes. I am a researcher who addresses the science of epigenetics, that is, the life which we observe, which we face every day, all over the universe, in every living organism, that is not only controlled by genes, but something, a phenomenon beyond genes. And that science is called epigenetics, which is the combination of nature, that is the gene, and nurture, that is the epigene. That is why in this channel I will try to talk to you a science of epigenetics along with a knowledge beyond textbook, a knowledge, hunger for knowledge beyond eyeing for marks, and of course sometimes even beyond of comfort of listening, comfort of looking for. But I will discuss the truth, that is the science, openly and honestly. Today I want to discuss a very important question: why one should do a PhD in science. In our country, rather in all over the world, the science beyond textbook start with the training of young mind during this PhD. And that is why I start with this topic: why one should do PhD. This is the question of youngsters whose minds are filled with dreams, dream to look for innovation, dream to look for novelty, dream to contribute nation scientifically. This is the question I have been asked countless times by students in classrooms, in laboratories, in conference, and even during my science outreach programs or in the casual conversation. I feel there is a high demand among students for honest guidance while choosing their path. And yet, I feel this is the topic that is rarely discussed. Or, if discussed, it lacks honesty, especially with young Indian students. Most available discussion focuses on eligibility, exams, fellowship, chance to go to foreign universities. But there are very few people talk about what a PhD actually feels like, what it demands from you mentally and emotionally, and whether it is truly the right path for you, rather everybody. In this video, I want to present a real and honest perspective based on my more than 30 years of experience in research, academics, and also as an administrator of Science Institute, where I grew from a student to an apprentice to a young PhD mentor and ultimately a mature guide, if I say so. This video does not intend to discourage or traumatize you, and also not to romanticize you, the journey of PhD. But I think it will help you to think clearly, understand its value, its difficulties and comfort. Before you commit something, the most important years of your life to research. If you are a student who loves science, who is curious, confused, or even little afraid of the future, this conversation might help you to resolve your dilemma. So, let us begin. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever stayed awake at night thinking about a question that nobody around you seemed to care about? A question that made you curious, confused, or even obsessed. For me, it was neither money nor prestige. It was that feeling of not understanding something and wanting to understand it deeply. That's where a PhD begins. Not with confidence, not with clarity, but with curiosity and confusion. Curiosity and confusion actually gives the birth of many invention in this world. In this video, I will tell you why one should do a PhD in science. But at the same time, I also will tell you why many of us shouldn't do the PhD, especially for an Indian student. As a proud Indian, I must say India is not just a nation, but a unique world within itself. And this world has shown path of many nations and will be showing in future as well. As our problem is different, the solution should also be different. Let us understand point by point. Now the thing starts at the very moment when science stops being a subject or a combination of subjects in school and colleges. Science feels very structured. You have syllabus, you have examination, you have grade, you have rank, class. Every aspect is packed in layers and very orderly. Layers that does not allow you to think beyond your course. Now that's where life is comfort and the creativity lies far from your mind. I remember correctly that during my master's degree, something changed. My mind became free from the syllabus. And I realized that the most important question were the ones without answers. That moment is dangerous, but beautiful as well. Especially it was for me at that moment as I felt the hunger for vertical depth, which I didn't have at that time. A PhD begins when science stops being a subject and start becoming a way of thinking, rather a way of life. You don't see, but you observe. You don't ignore, but you engage. If you enjoy memorizing, a PhD will destroy you. But if you enjoy figuring out, a PhD will challenge you and intend to shape you. Curiosity and fearlessness is asking a simple yet unasked question, turn you from ordinary to extraordinary. It draws attention to an untouched yet important topic and certainly helps in unraveling. The Indian student reality. Now let's talk about the Indian context. The sole purpose of education to get a job with a high salary, stability, and if we get some additional perks apart from salary, it's not a job, it's a dream come true. That's why most students and their parents in our country mainly focus on getting a job rather than acquiring knowledge and skill of innovation. In India, most people ask, what will happen if you get a PhD? How much package will be there? It is so long, what it will give you? And considering the majority of the middle income population, these are valid questions. I myself agree that the fact that PhD is not the fastest path of money. Friends may buy car while you are still running the experiments in your lab. Your school and college mates might be posting photos of their luxurious vacation on social media while you are struggling with a protein purification, solving a long mathematical equation, or figuring out the best synthetic protocol for your desired molecule. Your relative may ask you, overqualified but underpaid, what are you doing? You might look less successful in the contemporary world. But here is the truth. Most people do not say this truth. A PhD is not an escape from competition. It is an entry to a very different kind of competition. A competition of ideas, not marks. A competition of steadiness, not the pace. And a competition within to be an innovator, where failure becomes your daily companion. The third and the most encountered thing during the PhD is failure. During PhD, experiment fail multiple times. After all experiment success, your paper and patent get rejected with brutal comments from reviewers. Sometimes your results don't make sense. You question your intelligence and seems nothing is working. I remember a phase during my PhD when multiple experiments had no results. That's when you learn something powerful. Your worth is not defined by success, but how long you can stay in that problem and finally you solve it. This mental toughness is something no exam can teach. Resilience and persistence ultimately lead you to that one day when the wind starts blowing with you. One day God becomes kind to you, results turn into your favor, and ultimately you find yourself at the top of the world. You get the answer to the question what you were asking. And now let me end the misconception about PhD students. People think they are very intelligent. That's actually a myth. I sometimes say, this is a joke, that good PhD scholars are a bit autistic. They are emotionally resilient, comfortable with uncertainty, willing to look stupid while learning. They don't worry about what the world thinks about them. They learn to say, I don't know, but I'll figure out. That's the confidence that stays with you lifelong. You become a very different person by this training of a PhD. In addition, you become an international citizen. You get international exposure, global thinking, and in the vast expanse of the world, a student may seem like a small entity, yet pursuing a PhD, particularly for Indian student, opens a gateway to the global knowledge, collaboration, opportunity. A person from India becomes international by thoughts, international by ideas, and most importantly, international in terms of competition. You get a chance to work with people from different cultures, different education systems, different ways of thinking, and then you realize that science has no nationality. You become a global citizen who works for the humanity to unravel the truth of the nature. It only has one language, and the truth is that your ideas are judged by not your accent, not by your evidence where from you are, but by your real credibility. So, PhD is not just a degree, it is beyond something. You become a creator within these under the guidance of the great creator of this universe. You create the textbook, you create the book, and there the success lies. And when you understand that research is something many observe but only few truly question, those questions are what drive the meaningful discovery and unraveling the truth. One may not start with an ambitious or refined project, but the discovery arising from that persistent question ultimately transforms that moment that justifies every struggle endured. So what is the career reality after a PhD? Let's face another myth. PhD means only you will be a professor. I don't endorse such thoughts. Not all PhD will indeed lead to basic science position in a prestigious institute. But today, in this contemporary world, a science doctorates have immense opportunity. They can work in research and development, data science, artificial intelligence and machine learning, pharma and biotech. They can also be involved in the government in making the policy. They can also build their own startups, which is the utmost demand of our country today, as well as the world. On the other hand, in India and abroad, industries needs people who can handle ambiguity, analyze complex data, learn fast, and at the same time can address the problem which comes right from the land, right from the nation. A PhD has training exactly like, but yes, you must actively prepare for non-academic careers as well. A PhD does not guarantee success. It only provides ability to achieve the success. And the training you've gone through, you will be an ultimate confident person. Now, let us talk about the dark side of it. PhD can be lonely. Friends move ahead. Family doesn't always understand. Progress is slow. Self-doubt is constant. Mental health struggles are real, especially for students away from home. But you have to develop the strength so that outside knowledge does not actually impact your focus. As Swami Vivekananda said, all energy are within you, and this energy will be through the training of your PhD. You should not compare your progress with others. You should believe in yourself. Swamiji said that also. And trust your decision to be in science. But for some, PhD is not for. Now the question is, who should not opt for PhD? Those who think nothing to do, let's do the PhD. Those who want to avoid the job market or even please yourself or others, please do not enter in this PhD course. A PhD demands internal motivation. It's not part-time job. Instead, it's a full-time job, not physically, but also mentally. You should enter in PhD if you enjoy the process more than the words. You value the depth over speed. You are okay with being uncomfortable for years. You want to contribute, not just consume. You value depth over speed. A PhD is not about providing you a smartness. It's about learning how little you know, but still continuing. Here I want to say a couple of words about the Indian PhD students. Time has changed. Now, India has many good research institutes, highly equipped. There are many highly trained researchers who could be your mentor. Even before thinking that you can go abroad and do the PhD, you must explore the possibilities of these different national institutes in this country. There are ICERs, there is IISc, there are different DVT, ICMR, DAE institutes, there are different AIMS, different IITs, besides a very good central universities as well. So you must try good laboratories in the country in order to be well trained and know the nation better, problem of the nation better, and look the world from India, and then proceed to different countries for your further training. So in the conclusion, I would like to say that a PhD in science is not just a degree. It's a long conversation with nature. Sometimes it answers, most time it stays silent. But if you are the kind of a person who can listen carefully, who enjoys the science as much as the answers, then PhD might not just be a career choice. It might be helping you to know who you are. I must say, and I'm saying based on my long experience, it might be a dark throughout the journey, but at the end of the tunnel, there will be the brightest light waiting for you. You only need to walk till there with honesty and belief. Thank you so much for watching this video. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.